What's up, Steeler fans? What is happening? Steeler Nation. What is going on? How's everybody doing? I know y'all are not doing well. I know you're not. But hey, we're here. It's Terrible Towel post-game show. Just to say it in the beginning so you guys know, no phone calls tonight. Again, no phone calls on the post-game show. The phone calls are open to you guys on Tuesday, which is Terrible Towel Tuesday. All right, but the phone number is there so you guys can record that. So the next time we're live on Tuesday, you'll have the number. Before we get started, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm actually going to remind you guys to do this. I'm going to do it at the beginning and the end right here. If you enjoy what you see today and you're not subscribed already, make sure you do that. Subscribe to the channel. Cut on your notifications once you are subscribed so you know when we're live and we're streaming. As well as I need you guys to hit the like button if you like this video. If you don't. Let's get into it. First and foremost, we're going to say what's up to the early commenters. Then we'll get into it. Daredevil, Wave Dave, Sun Moon 80, JJ Walker, Donovan Hubbard, Berg City 6-time champions, Mr. Sam Man. Who else we got up in here? Verducci Man is in the building. C. Antoine Hill, C. Brown, Ali Howard, Species. Who else is in here? User, Big Hit, King 419, Steelers Freak. Who else? CT Pittman. Who else we got? BMK, Bully Mob Kennel. Okay, sounds like a dog guy. Shout outs to him. Builder's Life, Q Burton. Dual Threat Gamer. We'll say a few more, then we'll get to it. Goat Trump, Jordan Mid. Is any of the ladies in here tonight? Binoy Johnson. Let's see if any of the ladies in here. Let's say hello to them if they're here. If not, I'll just keep it moving. Father-in-law Leonard is in the building. Hello, Miss Lanisha, how you doing? Hope you're having a great evening. How you doing? We also have Sade. Hello, Miss Sade, how you doing? Hope you're having a lovely evening, okay? And Miss Debbie, how you doing tonight, Debbie? Hope you're doing well. We always got to give our ladies a special shout out. All right, let's get into it. Let's do it. It's going to be quick. I'm going to try to make it quick because, listen, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm gonna watch the night game. You know, I'm a football fan, and you know, I gotta watch something to try to enjoy the rest of this day since my last 3 hours was not enjoyable. First and foremost, injuries to monitor. Devin Bush winning the game. I believe he returned, so let's just keep an eye on him to see what it may or may not be. Cam Hayward also went down on the first drive of the second half. He did return, but let's keep an eye on what that may or may not be. I can't remember if anyone else went out. So if they did, you guys definitely put it in the chat, but I don't remember if there was anyone else. But those are two injuries we can keep an eye on as far as in-game injuries. Okay, y'all know how we do it. We're going to start off with the first offensive drive and then the first defensive series, and then I will talk about key moments, and then I will talk about my takeaways, and then I will look over in the chat to see what you guys have in there. And I'll be out of here. All right, let's get it moving. First offensive drive, 3-yard pass to Deontay Johnson. Najee Harris comes right behind that, picks up 10 yards on a 2nd and 3. So maybe, 2nd and 3. I guess that might have been a play or two later. But anyway, on that series, Najee picked up 10 yards. Nice run, nice looking run. Steelers also came out in the pistol formation. Benny Snell was stopped for no gain. On 2nd and 10, Ben finds Juju Smith-Schuster, picks up 9 yards. I did notate on that play that Kendrick Green got pushed back. Saw it big time in that particular play, but let's keep it moving. That drive was positive. Najee then picks up the 3rd and 1. Good to see that. Najee then comes back and pick up 4 on 1st and 10. Good to see that because, again, that's a positive run. That's a 4-yard run. Wide receiver screen to McLeod only picks up 2. I'm starting to see a little too much of that, but let's continue to see how the season goes. But we're running a lot of those quick wide receiver screens. I would like to see some more types of screens, man. You know, mix in the running back. You know, throw a screen to Najee. Let's do some tight end screens or delayed screens to the tight end. Let's see some more stuff, man. I'd like to see Freiermuth, get his hands on the ball a little bit more. It's just that the wide receiver screen that we're running Even though it's been positive at times, it's becoming a little too predictable, in my opinion. All right, let's continue on that drive. On 3rd and 4, Ben finds Deontay Johnson for a touchdown. It was a free play, but nonetheless, finds Deontay Johnson deep down the field, down the right sideline. I believe he beat Stokes. No. He beat Zaire Alexander on that play. We get a touchdown. Great. Steelers had not scored a point in the first quarter for quite a long time, for some time now, and we get a touchdown. Great start. Great start. I even notated this. I was like, it was a nice mix of run and pass, and it was a great start on the road in Green Bay to get the ball first. Number one, you usually want to defer. You get the ball and you score. Fantastic. Now let's go on and talk about the rest of the game. First defensive series. Steelers were unable to stop the Packers on a 3rd and 1. We could have been a 3-and-out at that point. Adams beats Sutton down the left sideline. He makes an acrobatic catch. It was a back shoulder throw by Rodgers. What a throw, what a catch. This is what we've seen both of those guys do. Then there was a nice tackle for no gain by Highsmith that brought up a 3rd and 3 later in that drive. And then Devin Bush was able to sack Rodgers. Steelers did a great job disguising the coverage. They actually dropped TJ in the coverage, taking away the inside throw. And then the Packers had to punt, which did back the Steelers up to the 4-yard line. But I wanted to talk about TJ and coverage on that play because I am going to talk about the linebackers being in coverage later on in this game. Later on in the show. But on that particular play, I thought it was unique and it was a nice disguise because TJ literally dropped back into the throwing lane, right? So Rodgers had nowhere to go quick. And that's really what you want. That blitz worked to perfection. When you blitz and it gets pressure, you're trying to force a quick throw by the quarterback. Hopefully he throws into coverage, but even worse, not gonna say even worse, but even another thing that's kind of an even solution or even a result, that's the word I'm looking for, is you make him look for the quick throw and it's not there. He holds the ball too long and he gets sacked. So that particular play in disguise was perfect. TJ dropped back into that quick slant, intermediate, played the underneath. Rodgers couldn't hit it. And here comes Devin Bush, who comes in free, gets a sack. Beautiful design right there. I was not mad at an edge rusher being in coverage on that play. Remember what I just said. That play. I wasn't upset on that play. Let's move on. Key moments in the game. Ben Roethlisberger misses Deontay Johnson short, which would have converted a first down. This was on the second drive of the game. Steelers unable to convert on 3rd and 5. Packers starting field position on that point was at their own 36. Minka had a chance to get an interception on Rodgers. It was 1st and 10. Hit his hands, just unable to reel it in. You got to take advantage of that opportunity. And let me talk about Minka for a second too, because I know a lot of people are judging him by the picks or lack thereof, and it's probably for two reasons. A lot of people expect what you deem to be great safeties. They expect their interception numbers to be high. I get it. Also, I think what also is, hurting Minka in terms of perception is how hot he came in when he first came on the team. Getting all those turnovers right away, and I think people grew accustomed to that. I will say he probably needs to come up with that play. It hits your hands. He was kind of coming at it at somewhat of an awkward angle, but you got to make that catch. But what I want to say about Minka Fitzpatrick, for you guys who are going to discredit him, he does a lot more than just getting interceptions that a lot of people don't pay attention to. Minka has done a lot so far this season, like keeping a lid on things in terms of the run game. How many times has run gotten to the second level and who comes up to make the tackle? Minka has done a lot of grunge work, like a lot of people are not paying attention to, but they will say, oh, he's not having a good season. I'm sure people are saying that. He's not playing well because you're not seeing the picks. But y'all are not paying attention to the other stuff that he's doing, which I am definitely going to talk about something he did in this game that was completely bogus in my eyes as far as the call. We'll get to it. But put some respect on Minka, man. It's not always about interception numbers. Of course, we want to see that, but he's playing very solid, being the safety net back there, You know, I understand what happened with the Henry Ruggs situation, but we know why that happened. We were trying to bracket, you know, and we're keeping an eye on Waller, and he was a little bit late reacting, and it is what it is. It's going to happen to the best of them. All right, let's keep it moving. There was a nice pass breakup, I believe, on that drive by Edmonds. It was, well, I said late in the first quarter. There was a nice pass breakup by Edmonds on St. Brown. I highlight that play because there's other plays I'm going to talk about with Edmonds that didn't go so well. All right, the next thing, Steelers give up a third down. Brings up a in-goal situation for the Packers. Aaron Rodgers was able to scramble for the touchdown, and the reason why, in that particular situation, the Steelers went man coverage. Aaron Rodgers was able to take advantage of everyone's back being turned, and he leaks out the right side of his offense. And again, a lot of times you guys will hear me call for man coverage, and there's times that I call for zone. Let me be clear and say this. It's always a crapshoot. You never know what you're going to get when you run man or when you run zone, right? It's not always going to work perfectly. But I will say in that particular situation, what happened in that situation is we were unable to contain the outside, and we allowed Rodgers to get around the edge and scramble, and everyone's playing coverage. He was able to tuck it and run. It is what it is. It happened. But sometimes that's the downfall of what could happen sometimes when you're in man, because, again, your defenders' backs are turned. They're chasing a guy. They're not watching the quarterback as they would be in zone. So I wanted to say that just to say there are times, guys, that zone isn't going to work, and there's times that man isn't going to work. You know, it just comes down to execution. And there is times where it's completely a wrong time to call man and completely the wrong time to call zone. But you know, just wanted to give you guys that little tidbit. So they score. All right, third offensive possession. Ben misses Juju on 2nd and 6. Threw the ball behind him. Y'all remember that one? It was clearly behind Juju. It was a quick slant. Trey Turner gets beat badly on a bull rush, and Ben gets hit. Ben fumbles. Packers are able to recover it. They start off on the Steelers' 23-yard line. So Trey Turner looked pretty bad on that play. Again, I have to go back and watch the game, and on Tuesday I'll be able to say more about who did and who didn't do in terms of the offensive linemen. But that play was glaring. Trey Turner got pushed all the way back into Ben Roethlisberger, and ball is fumbled. Packers recover it. Right after that, the Packers are called for holding on a 1st and 10 from the Steelers' 23-yard line. I notated here that Arthur Marlette makes a good, nice tackle for loss to force a 3rd and 10. And I want to highlight that as well. Arthur Marlette has made some plays in the run game when he's been in. You know, whether it's chasing down a toss or, you know, just getting out there and tackling a guy for loss. He might be the better guy in a situation where you're not really expecting him to cover so much ground in terms of coverage. But notice that when he's come in the game, he's made some plays behind the line of scrimmage. So, you know, that's something I guess we can keep in our back pocket, man. That might be the guy we go to in certain situations. I said Rodgers tried to get the Steelers with 12 men on the field. Tomlin recognized it and called the timeout. And I did want to highlight that was a great job there by Tomlin. How significant a play that was, you could debate that. But it was good to at least see that him and whoever else was involved with that were able to call the timeout quickly. Because, and I think that probably was solely on him because, who knows? It may have been somebody in the booth saying, hey, they're trying to quick snap or something like that. But it clearly, to me, shows that he was engaged at that point. And the reason why I only highlight that is because you guys know I get on Tomlin for use of timeouts, time management, and challenges. That's been his warts. So it's good to at least see him do something right in that area, right? The areas that I criticize him for, it was good to see him recognize that, called the timeout, and, him and Aaron Rodgers kind of shared a smile at each other. Thought that was cool. Packers score with a strike to Randall Cobb, and Randall Cobb beats Edmonds, crossing his face. Rodgers made that throw with pressure in his face, going backwards. But on that particular play, Terrell Edmonds, you have to rob that. You guys saw it on the replay. He was so late to react to that crosser, that in route. You have to rob that. You take that away, Like I said, Rodgers has pressure in his face, or if you jump in front of that, maybe, just maybe, Rodgers still throws it because he's anticipating him being open, and maybe Edmonds is there for a pick. I know. If was a flip, a spliff or a fifth, we all be high or drunk, right? I get it. I know. But I'm just saying, those are those situations where you look at a Terrell Edmonds and you say, what I've been telling you guys since he's been here, he's not the elite playmaker or recognizing what's happening, or he's not Minka in terms of coverage, and that's what you get. Has Terrell Edmonds been a solid, strong safety? I would say so. For us, he does other things, but coverage is just not his strong suit. And like I said, that was clearly on him because there was coverage coming at him, and then they kind of traded off coverage. He went inside. It was passed off to Edmonds. Edmonds was a step too late. And Rodgers hits Cobb, and he goes into the end zone. So that was a bad play by Terrell Edmonds. Next up, fourth possession by the Steelers. Najee picks up 8 yards on first down. Now, that's what we need more of. First down. He picked up 8 yards on a nice run. Dan Moore gets called for holding after a nice pickup again from Najee. Like right after that, Najee had another nice pickup, got called back, brought up a first and 20. I notated here that Kalen Ballage had his sighting on that drive. He didn't really get the ball or anything, but it was good to at least see him get some rotation. Ebron picks up the 3rd and 2 to move the chains. Ben is able to hit Washington on an RPO. He made Stokes miss. And we were running that play quite often. We were going at Stokes early. We went after him a lot. And it was just that quick RPO, man-to-man out there. And whether it was Deontay or Washington on that particular play, made him miss, and Washington got a nice pickup there. Ben then misses Juju. Wide open for touchdown, guys. Wide open. Y'all remember that one? Juju was wide open and would have walked into the end zone, and Roethlisberger misses him. Next play, Kenny Clark beats Kendrick Green on the next play, and we lost 2 yards. Brings up a 3rd and 12. Ben misses Washington on that play. Probably wouldn't have gotten the first down, but he would have gotten closer, on the field goal attempt. But, needless to say, we were still forced to kick a field goal, and Boswell did make it, but he almost missed it because it bounced on the left upright and, curved back inside. And there you have it. Next defensive series, man. Schobert slips covering Aaron Jones on the route. And it's interesting, man. My cousin Floyd texted me during the game, was like, why are all of our players slipping? And he's right, if you've noticed that. And it's been, a little bit throughout the season so far. They're slipping. Like, I don't know what's going on with that, but, Schobert slipped pretty bad on that play. They found Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to mess these guys' names up, Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones. They found Aaron Jones on that route. Very, pretty decent pickup there. And Schobert, same particular, drive, Schobert was able to save a touchdown with great coverage on Jones. And it was a good contest for the ball. He actually came up with it, but he was out of bounds. But on that particular play, man, Schobert, I will say this. Schobert hasn't been great, but Schobert has made some plays in coverage this season so far. And I kind of feel like the more he gets used to our defense, we're going to see more of that. He has been better in terms of coverage than Devin Bush has. I definitely feel like we have an upgrade there, and he's going to give up some guys. Again, it's still a linebacker. We can't expect these guys to always cover backs, and good backs at that. But like I said, he made up for it, for the play he gave up earlier in that drive, saved the touchdown. So I wanted to give him credit for that. Minka then blocks the field goal, returns it for a touchdown, and Joe Hayden is called offsides. I got to take a sip of water on this one. I'm here to tell you guys, that was not offsides. That was not offsides, bro. That was perfectly timed by Joe Hayden. And both him and Minka get back there so fast. That's probably the reason why the refs called it offside. You looked at the replay, even when they slowed it down in the booth, and even Romo, everyone was saying it was perfectly timed. You see Hayden and Minka move as the ball is moving, perfectly timed. And for Minka to block it, scoop it, and score. This is what I was saying a little bit earlier. A lot of you guys are getting on Minka and acting like y'all don't understand his value to this team. Stuff like that. I'm telling you, Minka has done a lot so far. Just doesn't have the interception so far this year, but he's saved a lot of stuff. Even in the Bills game, he's been instrumental to certain plays and certain, down and distances and us getting off the field because he's taking stuff away. So stop discrediting Minka Fitzpatrick, man. He is playing. The interceptions, I would like to see them come more. Yes, but he's doing a lot of things. And that right there, dog, we got robbed. We got robbed on that one. There's no doubt about it. It's not an excuse. I'm not saying we win the game if that happens. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not saying that. Because at that point, we're still 3 points up. We would have gone into the half for the most part, 17-14. But I'm not sitting here saying that is the reason why we didn't win the game. And if you guys are saying that, then that's your opinion. But that is not true. I do not put us losing the game on that. But I will say that was a horrible call by the refs. You can't time it better than that. And I feel like those situations need to be reviewable. They need to be reviewable, man. It doesn't happen that often. But to me, I feel like a block punt or something like that late in the half, or say that late in a game, if it's in the fourth quarter, that to me, that's technically a turnover. So it should be reviewable. A punt block should be reviewable to see if a guy was offsides or not, because that's essentially a turnover, and turnovers are reviewed automatically. But like I said, I'm not going to sit here and act like that's why they won or lost. I'm just saying. Bad call, great play by Joe Hayden and Minka Fitzpatrick. Minka blocks it, scoops it. Beautiful. Beautiful. And, we don't get credit for it. And at that time, Packers go up 17-10. All right, so coming out in the second half, T.J. Watt gets called for a personal foul. It was late. He definitely hit Aaron Rodgers late. I don't know what that was about. Maybe he didn't know the ball was gone. But it was late. You can't be mad at that. He gets called for the personal foul, and then Randall Cobb beats Sutton again on that drive to convert a 37. And I wrote here, why is Highsmith in coverage in that situation? Don't worry, I'm going to get there. But he was in coverage. Steelers still able to force a field goal. They go up 20-10, Packers. Fifth possession. Benny Snell is called for holding on the kick return. And I wrote on this particular kick return, just that one. I felt like maybe Ray should have stayed in, because that one was a little deeper in the end zone. If he stays in there, maybe we're not called for holding because it wouldn't have been a return. But, Ray has some decent returns today, so I'm not going to really go crazy on him. But I do feel like, maybe he was trying to press the issue because we were down. But that particular kick return, I don't think he should have come out the end zone. Ben misses Juju again. This was the one with Juju. I think he was beating Stokes clearly in front of him, and Ben misses him, right? Not only does he miss him long, it's long and behind him, like towards the sideline. Again, Ben missed James Washington last week. Similar play. So we've seen twice in 2 weeks where our receivers are getting behind guys and Ben's missing them. So we know the first miss to Juju was a touchdown if he catches it. This second one, possibly. We don't know for sure, but possibly. But either way, I feel like those are moments that we clearly left points off the field. We didn't put them on the board. So, come on, Ben. Steelers unable to convert a 3rd and 8 on the next play. Benny Snell drops the ball. Maybe if he catches that, he's able to run far enough to get the first down. We'll never know. But then there was a 20-yard punt right after that. I don't know what happened there with Harvin. It looks like he was anticipating getting hit. He actually fell to the ground, and he kicks the ball 20 yards. Rodgers gets the ball on the Steelers' 40-yard line. Steelers give up a 25-yard run to Dillon. Packers end up on the 2-yard line. Rodgers finds Randall Cobb for the touchdown in front of Minkah Fitzpatrick. That's a tough cover for Minkah. He was kind of in position, but Rodgers was able to extend the play and roll out long enough to throw a dart right in front of Minkah. I know some people are going to say he gave up that touchdown, but it was tight coverage. Great throw by Rodgers, extending until he found the right angle. And, like I said, that's probably a tough cover for your free safety. So it is what it is, man. He gives up the touchdown, and there you have it. Sixth possession by the Steelers. Ray returns the ball to the 36. Najee running the ball well on that drive. Ben misses Deontay Johnson on the up and out. Out and up, one of the two. It was the up and out. It was the one where he ran the out and he stretched way up trying to get the ball. Ben missed him there. That would have been a first down. Steelers take a shot to Deontay Johnson on 3rd and 4. Doesn't hit. Again, there we go again, either dinking and dunking or taking shots outside the numbers on 3rd and 4. Why we won't work the middle of the field, I don't understand that. Freiermuth was open on that play. I don't get it. Brings up a 4th and 4, and then not on that play, I'm sorry. It's the next play, talking about Freiermuth. The very next play on the 4th and 4, Ben throws it to Najee. Guess where? In the flat. Didn't we just talk about this situation last week on that 4th and 10? And he did it again. So it was almost like he was anticipating a certain coverage, and he just checked the throw to Najee in the flat on 4th and 4. Now, I get it. Najee, a lot of times, makes a man miss and gets the yard. I get it. But again, if you go back and look at the replay, Freiermuth is open. It's like Ben is so locked in on one read nowadays. And it's been like this for a while now, if you're being honest. Let's keep going. Very next play, Wormley forces a fumble, and I'm glad Wormley made a play, man, because we talked about earlier. Kenyon even pointed this out earlier in the season. Wormley has been playing well, man, and it was good to see, that continue. He forces the fumble. T.J. Watt is able to recover it, so great. The Steelers are semi-back in business. Next possession. DJ tries to do too much and doesn't pick up the 3rd and 4. Come on, Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson. What was that? What was that? And I got one more week of this before I start including the office visits in this show, because I've been trying to do office visits as an independent video. I just haven't had the time. So if I can't find time to do it this week, I will be bringing them back into this show, because he definitely needs to come into the office. He's got to get his concentration together, man. Whether it's him doing the right thing after the catch, catching the ball. Where were you doing? You're going backwards. And dog, even if you don't get there, he at least got within a yard and he runs backwards. And then we end up not getting anything. So a 3rd and 4 turns into a 4th and 4. Then there was a false start by Deontay Johnson. See? Back-to-back plays. Brain cells, son. Use your brain cells. Come on, Deontay. Come on, man. And then they brought up a 4th and 9. And I know some people are going to disagree with Mike Tomlin punting the ball there. This is a situation where I actually agree with the punt. We were clearly going to go for it on 4th and 4, but up until that point, once we got the false start, was there any confidence by any of you guys that we're going to pick up that 9? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I don't care what your preference is for Tomlin. I'm talking about just from a football standpoint. Was there any confidence that you thought we would pick up that 4th and 9? I had 0. We had a better chance of getting a stop on defense. Not saying I was confident with that as well, but the odds would say you have a better chance of getting a stop. And look at what happened. Steelers messed around and got a 3 and out. Cam Hayward with a tackle for loss brings up a 2nd and 11, and the Steelers forced the 3 and out. So it was the right call. And again, Cam Hayward, it seems like there's never a game that goes by that he doesn't make a play. Every game, man. 7th offensive possession. Dan Moore gets beat really bad. Brings up a 2nd and 16 because they gave up a sack. 4th and 5. I wrote here again. I said, once again, Ben throws the ball short of the sticks. How many times did he do that today? And not to say that, like Tony Romo said, he said, it's not like these guys are wide open and they're going to run open and get the first down. He's just throwing it short to guys who are covered. And you're counting on making a guy miss or break a tackle or not even throwing past the sticks. And I believe on that play, Kenyon texted me, he said Fryer move or Gentry, couldn't see the number. He said one of those guys was open on that play in the middle of the field where Ben Roethlisberger doesn't like to throw the ball. He threw the ball to Fryer move one time in this game. I think this in the second half, in the middle, and boom, right? I don't know, man. And I know what you guys are gonna say. Some of it also is a combination of pressure and how much time he has back there, and I'm gonna get to all of that. 8th possession. Ben finds Washington in the middle of the field. I wrote it in big letters, and I wrote about time. Finds Washington in the middle of the field. We're able to score on that drive. Najee dives over the pile. And again, if you look at the talent this dude possesses, I'm telling you guys, Najee Harris is going to be a force to be reckoned with. He's definitely going to be that guy, man. We just got to give him time. I'm going to give you guys a stat here in a minute. But after that, James Pierre gives up a 3rd and 8 to Devontae Adams. I know that's a tough cover, but you got to acknowledge it, which essentially ended the game. We did get the ball back, but we got it with about 2 minutes left. On the 9th drive, Ben throws into double coverage and throws a pick going to Deontay Johnson. Picked by Stokes. Stokes got his revenge. Now, I have a question here from Cousin Floyd. He texted me during the game, and Floyd said, is Deontay Johnson becoming the new AB for Ben Roethlisberger? Let's talk about that really quick, and then I'll give you guys my takeaways from the game. What he meant by that is, remember when we used to all say that he was forcing the ball to AB? Has Deontay Johnson become the new AB as far as targets? You notice on some of these plays that he's watching Deontay Johnson the entire time, even on that interception. You guys watched the game. You saw the replay. And Ben was like this the whole time. Never looked off him. And that was great coverage. It was a cover 2. And EA Sports, if you happen to be listening to this, when I be giving you my Madden feedback, did you see how the corner didn't just stay in his underneath pattern? His zone. He didn't just play like the flats or the curl flat area. He carried Deontay Johnson up the field. You know why he did that? Because he probably diagnosed the play. He saw who else was going out in coverage. Probably wasn't a threat coming his way. Also, what he did is that thing I always talk about that Madden doesn't seem to have: awareness of the situation. Actual awareness, situational awareness. I always talk about that. So I'm pretty sure that corner, Stokes, understood the situation. They're not really going to go short here. And he carried Johnson all the way back and got the pick. And the safety was over the top. So even with Ben watching that, why did he throw that? I don't understand it. Listen, y'all know how I feel about Ben Roethlisberger as far as what he's been. I'm just pointing out these things. Why did he throw that? All right, so let's get to the next thing. But again, I do believe what Cousin Floyd said, and I agree. I definitely think that DJ is becoming the new AB. He's staring him down. All right, guys, so here's my takeaways. It's just like I said last week, and I'm going to say it this week too. Ben Roethlisberger, no, let's wait. I want that to be my last point, and then I'll come to the chat. So, Steelers defense is unable to get off the field on 3rd down, it seems. We did it some decent, a couple times we did it late in the game. But when it mattered early in the game, like Tomlin always talks about possession downs, we lost that battle. We were unable to get off the field when we needed to, when the game was still close. Okay, it's cool that we're doing it when we're down, but I'm sure that the aggressiveness by the Packers wasn't the same. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to get off the field earlier in the game when you're still in the game. And early in the game, we were not getting off the field on third down. Steelers' run game was working early. Positive run game. Early. And it just seems like the Steelers back off of the run too soon. I know we were down in this game, but I'm saying, guys, let me give you some statistics. This is going to sound very familiar. At halftime, Najee Harris was 7 carries for 31 yards. Doesn't sound like much. Well, he was averaging 4.4 carry. Najee Harris ends the game with 15 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown. 4.1. Let me tell you guys something. That's very positive. But it was only 15 touches. Now, I get it. At the point when we got down, we had to pass. I know. But think back to earlier in the game. In the first half, Najee touched the ball 7 times. Because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think we even threw the ball to him in the first half. Definitely don't think we did it in the first quarter. And my point is, it was being successful. We were even getting successful runs on first down. I just told you guys on one of them drives, I think it was the second drive, Najee ran for 8 yards on first down. Why are we going away from the run so quickly? The philosophy can't be, if we get stopped for no gain on this play or if we only get a yard or 2, we go away. No, keep running. You have to take a possession where you're going to commit to the run when you can. At times when it's 7-7, or you know what I'm saying, or if it's only a one game score, one possession game. I feel like we back off of it too soon. And again, to me, we ran the ball in this game was our most successful running this season. And I know some of you guys are gonna look at it and say it was only 62 yards. No. Do the math. 15 for 62, 4.1. That's not bad. So what happens if he gets the ball, if he carries it 20 times, 25? The numbers would suggest that he's going to have positive yardage because he was having a good day. I don't understand it. And again, I don't know if it's Ben or if it's Matt Canada, but the combination of Roethlisberger and Canada has not been a beautiful marriage. It has not worked as far as consistency. Let's continue. Steelers are still dropping edge rushers in coverage way too much, man. I saw T.J. Watt in coverage more than I would like, even though I gave him credit for that one play. I saw Melvin Ingram in coverage, and I saw Highsmith in coverage. It might be time for us to run less formations where we have all 3 of those edge rushers on the field at once. Now, the Packers was having some success running the football with Dillon. I get it. But it was happening in clear pass situations, man. And I know what it is. I know that maybe Butler's trying to match personnel because I think what they do is, I think the philosophy is he wants to have as many bigger bodies on the field as possible and be able to play run and pass. But when it's not working, you got to stop doing it. Like I said, early in that game, it was beautiful how they disguised that coverage and sent the blitz with Bush, and they backed out T.J. Watt in the perfect position. He took away the quick throw underneath. It was, 3rd and 4? It was perfect. Great. But don't keep doing that because they're going to figure you out. Even Romo said it. You can't keep throwing the same look because eventually Rodgers and LaFleur are going to figure out what you're doing. So you got to keep them on their heels too. You can call it in spots, but believe me when I tell you, in case you guys didn't pay attention to the personnel tonight, There were quite a few times on third down that one of our edge rushers was in coverage. Ben Roethlisberger picks on Stokes early in the game, and it was successful. I wrote that. I also have here Ben still not working the middle of the field. That's a takeaway. I already talked about that. Joe Haig, the tackle, played well tonight. Did. He might have been one of the better offensive linemen tonight. I got to look. Kevin Dotson went down too. Let's keep an eye on him late in the game. It's another in-game injury. But those are my takeaways. But let's talk about Ben Roethlisberger. Sip of water time. And I'm going to be fairly brief here, guys. So like I said, I'm going to go watch Tom Brady and the whole fiasco of him going back to New England because I'm a football fan. And I'm going to watch tomorrow's game too. You know, I'm just going to enjoy some football after having my heart ripped out of my chest today. But not really. Because didn't I tell y'all I didn't think we were going to win this one? And I tweeted it as well saying, look, man, one day my fellow Steelers fans are going to believe where my opinion comes from sometimes. Because a lot of times y'all attack me. Y'all attack me and y'all say, man, you got to be positive, Sim. Man, and I'll be like, all right. Because listen, I take my bias off the table. I love this. Look, man, let me show you. I do a Steelers show. Look what I'm wearing. I love my Steelers. I love them. I never want them to lose. But I'm more objective now. Especially, quote unquote, covering the team. And you have to sometimes face the facts. You can't get caught up in history or we're the Steelers. We're the king of the North. Sometimes you got to recognize when it is what it is. Whether that means a certain player is not doing well, or the team is not doing well, or the division has gotten better. I mean, sometimes you have to recognize this ain't going to be good for us. Ben Roethlisberger, folks, I said it last week, and I'm going to say the exact same thing again today. But I'm going to preference it with this. When we are successfully running the football, the Pittsburgh Steelers can still win with an older Ben Roethlisberger. Proof, first drive of the game. Mix of run and pass. Successful runs and pass. We went right down the field. Najee was running the ball well on that first drive. And we were able to pass the football. And we kept the defense off balance. Rest of the game, not so much. Again, let's go back to the first drive. Quick pass to Deontay Johnson, great. Najee picks up 10 yards. You know, we were mixing it in. Benny Snell gets stopped, but then we came right back to Najee. Picked up the 3rd and 1. Picked up 4 or 5 more yards on first and 10. We was mixing things. And when we doing that, yes, Ben still has enough talent to win. But do you know when we lose? Let me check the stats. Just so I'm accurate. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second, because I want to see if this same thing happened again today. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's see. Ben Roethlisberger. You know how many times he passed today? 40. If Ben Roethlisberger has to pass 40 or more times, the Steelers' chances of winning are this small in this stage of his career. This is why I'm not surprised at these outcomes. Sure, some people are going to say, man, the defense ain't. Okay, listen, the defense hasn't been locked down. But again, I got like 3 more games. I got 3 more games before I'm sure, but I'm already leaning towards what I think this team is. I think we are a team that so far, a defense can make plays at times. And if the offense is also making plays, you can win some games here and there. But we're not the defense at this point that's just going to keep shutting teams out. It's not happening. We're not that yet. This defense is not that at this moment. So you can blame the defense all you want, but they're not an elite defense. They're not. They gave up too much in the run game today, and Aaron Rodgers was able to pick some things apart. And that goes hand in hand with Butler and the players executing, and if Tomlin is involved with some of the defense, it's all of the above. It is what it is. And if the offense ain't putting up more points than 17, come on, man, against Aaron Rodgers. But guys, again, I prefaced it by saying we can win if Ben Roethlisberger has a running game to aid him. We had it today for a moment and we backed off of it. But he is done. He's done. I tried to tell y'all. Y'all got on me last week. He's done. You see all them throws he missed? One for sure touchdown to Juju. And of course he has to catch it, but let's just assume. Wide open. He butt naked open, bruh. Naked. You miss him. Right in the seam. Perfect read. Miss. Then you missed him again on the one-on-one. He's ahead of Stokes. Missed. Then you missed Deontay Johnson. Miss. That was a first down that we didn't convert on that drive. You missed Juju earlier just on a quick slant behind him. Miss. How many misses did he have in this game? He doesn't have it. He can't move anymore, people. He's not Big Ben, the guy that we grew accustomed to loving. He cannot play like Big Ben. He can't play Ben ball. He can't even extend the plays the way he used to. And here's another thing. You know why I think now why he's throwing everything so quick and short? Because he can't take the hits. So it's a combination of the offensive line not being great. I actually think the offensive line played a little better in this game, honestly, overall. Now, there were some things they gave up, of course. But I think the offensive line came together a little bit better than they have been. At least in my opinion. Again, did they play great? No. But I'm judging them based on week 1 through now. It looks like they're starting to get a little bit better. There was more holes to run through. There were times when Ben had time. And there's other times that he's getting rid of the ball so quick because, again, he can't afford to take those hits. He's not a younger guy. You know, he can't make the subtle moves anymore. And I think that's even in his mind. He's done. He looks like an old quarterback out there. It just is what it is. And the reason why I use that thumbnail is just to add a little comedy to it. Ben, with that headset on, that's what he needs to be at this point. It's not looking good for him. And I don't think, and I'm not even talking about being benched, I don't think he makes it this whole season. Because when he tries to do too much and holds the ball, you know, when quarterbacks hold the ball and know they're going to get hit, but they make the throw. Remember Carr on that deep throw? You know, when you hear every week how these quarterbacks hold on just long enough and they know they're going to take the hit and they make the accurate throw. Ben ain't doing that, and he can't do that no more. He's done. It's done. Ben's done. And Steelers fans, we got to face the facts. This could be the losing season. And rightfully so. If you consider everything, that if you really look at everything, you lost the components on defense, right? You have super young guys playing on the offensive line. Some of them are rookies. None of them are even second rounders. That whole line, right? It's going to take time for the rookies to get better. They're going to go through their rookie lumps. And it also is going to take time for these guys to gel. It's going to take a little time. And on top of that, when your quarterback is just not being able to play the way he could, if he was, say, in his prime, that alone just lets you know that there's going to be struggles offensively. And if the defense continues to be on the field where the other team, the opposing team, is winning the time of possession, they're going to tire. We've seen it every week. The defense hangs in there for the first half. And then second half comes and the offense doesn't score. That's going to be the story of this season, man. And like I said, I'm not going to argue anybody's opinions on who needs to go and who needs to be benched. I'm going to let everybody have that. I'm just going to sit here and state what I see with my eyes and give my opinion based off an eye test. And you can agree or disagree. But like I said, I think you guys come here and listen to what I have to say because you respect what I have to say, whether you agree or you don't. So that's it, guys. Let's see what y'all got in the comments, man. Then I'm going to jump. But he's cooked, bro. Terry McPherson says, Ben probably needs to start pulling with the guards as an extra blocker on runs. Still early, but Ben misses easy reads like the game's gotten too fast for him. Yeah, man, it's sad. And poor Juju, man. They caught Juju being really frustrated out there. I don't blame him, man, because, you know, the man money is being challenged too at this point. See Antoine Hill with the donation, which means it pushes his comment to the top. Let's give you a round of applause, player. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. See Antoine Hill says, Ben is the Vince Carter of the NFL. Both build their games off of physical raw talent, but never work to improve their game's mentality like their peers. I would partially agree with that. And what I'm saying, when I say partially, I don't know if I could say that about Vince Carter as far as the mental side. I don't know if now listen, I'm not as much of a basketball guy as others. So I can't say I'm right or wrong, but from what I saw out of Vince Carter, I don't know if I agree with that as far as him never working on his mental game. I think Vince, me personally, I think he did incorporate more mental stuff as his career progressed. Remember, Vince started being a three-point shooter and, spotting up for shots and cutting to the basket. Like, he wasn't just the dunker, in my opinion. So that's where I would say, I don't know if I agree with the Vince side, but you could be right. Like I said, I don't know basketball like that. What else we got? Somebody said you're right, Speed. So let me see what Speed says. Speed says, facts, fet. But you know how Pittsburgh is. We promote guys from within. We never go out and get talent. Yeah, I think you guys are talking about the coaching staff, correct? Shout outs to John Watkins, man. Thank you for the subscribe, being a subscriber. Welcome to the team. Welcome home. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Mr. Sam Man says, if Ben had a real O-line, we would at least be decent offense, and I respect Juju for taking less money to stay with us. He doesn't get enough credit. Yeah, I mean, listen, we could put some of it on the O-line, but listen, trust me when I say this, guys, because I was very critical of our offensive line in the first couple games. They aren't playing great, but they're playing good enough to where if another quarterback was there that, is a little more agile or just a younger guy, I think another quarterback could possibly be successful with this O-line. For one, we probably could do some different things if we had another guy that doesn't play like Ben. And I keep saying this. I don't want people to think I'm dissing Ben. I'm just stating the facts. Ben is old school. He comes from a different era. He likes what he likes. He has his style of offense. And he can't quite execute his style of offense anymore. Now, like I said, you can put some of that on the O-line, of course, but these guys are growing. But there have been times when Ben has had time in the pocket. Like those misses to Juju, that has nothing to do with the O-line. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not letting the O-line off the hook. I'm talking about just Ben's play. The misses. The holding the ball too long and rolling out the pocket like in last week's game and just holding the ball for almost 8 seconds and then eating the sack. Like, that's Ben. The quick check down to Najee on 4th and 10. The quick check down to Najee on 4th and 4. That's Ben Roethlisberger. That's here. That's here being tricked. Because Cincinnati definitely tricked him, thinking it was a blitz. That's him not reading the field. He's pre-reading before snap. And because listen, even if you think you're going to have a hot read, right, you still got to process it. A quarterback should still say, I think they blitzing, I got my hot. But you have to see the blitz come. If it doesn't come, you go back to the normal. You don't just, hut, and you don't do that. That's mental. That ain't the O-line. My opinion. I'm just saying. Who else? Who else got something? Mr. Fett says, I don't think I've seen you before, man. So if you're new here, welcome. I appreciate you coming through. He says, I'd rather see Haskins and Rudolph lose than Ben lose, but Tomlin doesn't have the guts to bench Ben. Would you agree? It's hard for me to agree or disagree. And here's the reason why. We don't know the answer to that, guys. I mean, listen, you gotta understand this. That could very well be an organizational decision. I don't think, like I said, I'm not going to agree or disagree because I don't know. But I don't think a head coach would not have the guts to do that. Some maybe, but I don't know if I believe that Tomlin wouldn't do it. So I can't answer that question. But we have to think about this. The organization, the Rooneys, how does it look? You bench Ben and what would be his last year and he retires like that. The Eli Manning. You think they want to do that to Ben? Now, I do believe it's too early to say that, possibly only because it's been 4 games. I think when you start getting into that 1-5, 1-6, 1-7, I think you bench him. Then we'll see who has the authority to do it. See what I'm saying? So it might be too early to have an opinion on whether or not the coach has guts to do it, because we don't know the factors. You know what I mean? Like I said, something like that, this guy's been a Hall of Famer for you. He's brought 2 rings to the organization. That could be coming up top. Like, listen, we can't disrespect him. Like, you just never know. But let's have this conversation later down the road if we end up 1-6 or 2-7. You know, as we go and we're still just looking like there's nothing there. Let's have that conversation then. Speed says, benching Ben is trying to find out how to actually win. Okay. But like I said, guys, I think it's too early for us to have that opinion on, you know what I mean? Like, we don't know those factors, what goes into that. Debbie says, I was literally, Sim, thanking the Giants. The fans out of New York, New Jersey was going crazy. Yeah. Listen, I'm telling y'all, that would be a tough situation in Pittsburgh. It would be tough. So I'm not going to blame the head coach at this point. I don't know who makes the decision there. Trey Toria says, the question is, who on the Steelers depth chart can take the role of QB1? That's the thing. And here's where I will give my opinion on the situation. If you bench him right now, what you're basically saying is, you throwing in the towel on the season. And that's where I have to challenge anyone saying that he doesn't have the guts. Because I don't think he's a quitter. I just don't. I don't think that's in the Steelers' DNA. When have we ever seen them, like, not try? You know what I'm saying? Like, Ben goes out and they trade for Minka. Like, who does that? Most people would just give up on the season. And that's why I say I don't think it's a guts type of thing. I think it's mentality. You know, what does he always say? What do the players always say that he preaches? Don't blink. Right now, he's looking at 1-3, and he's like, listen, don't blink. There's time. So, yeah, I can't get into the guts part, man. I don't believe that. Not at this moment, but we'll see. A few more. Blair O'Neal says, Ben isn't Rodgers, Brady, Manning, Breeze, no matter how much we wish he could have, should have. Let's enjoy his career because we all agree this should probably be his last year. Round of applause to you. That's a round of applause worthy comment. Blair, the reason why I'm giving you a round of applause there, because listen, man, the crap that I have gotten from people saying that I'm dumping on Ben, I'm like, no, man. I think the Steelers fan base has just, you haven't been objective about Ben Roethlisberger as a quarterback, period. And you have this super hope in him, which it was reason to way back when. But that guy, the way he plays at this stage of his career, he can't even play the way he plays consistently. He just can't. His time is come and gone. That's all. It's not a diss. You know, it's not a diss. I'm not dissing him at all. Derek Moore says, Ben is a Hall of Famer, but bye, Felicia. He says, and this will be the highest we've picked since 1970 Terry Bradshaw, and that worked out pretty doggone good for us. I love that, bye, Felicia. Yeah, man, it's just time, man. You know, it's, again, I'm not dissing him. Why would I? I'm the main guy that always say, listen, when people are on your team, man, you got to love them. But why would he? Why would I diss him? It's not a diss. It's, come on, the dude this is his 18th year. Let's see. Yeah, some of you guys are asking for Haskins. I would love to see that. I would love to see that because as soon as he gets in and he does well, doesn't do well, some of you same guys that's asking for him will be talking bad about him. So it's interesting, man. But all right, one couple more. Why Diggy says, I still want to know why Benny Snell was in the game on 3rd and 8 on the first drive in the second half. Down 10. I think with that, more so what that is, why Diggy is just attrition. Najee probably needed a breather. You got to understand, Najee has been in the game a lot. You know, he's rarely getting spelled. So I think that's all that was because Najee came back. So I don't think that was a personnel decision. I think it was he needed a breather, and I can understand that. But I feel you. You'd rather have him out there. But y'all say every time Benny Snell goes in the game, it's a waste of down. Yeah, now we can debate why it's Snell versus Ballage, or, I wish we were seeing Anthony McFarland, in those situations where you can kind of get his speed matched up against a linebacker. But, I can't make that call. Let's see. Give me one more. Relfax says, you guys saying bench Ben would have a point if we were a quarterback away from going to the Super Bowl. That's not the case right now. It's too many problems around Ben to say he is the problem. Yeah, he is not the complete problem. And we all know that. And that's, I'm glad Relfax said that, because what I want people to understand, I'm not saying we're not winning because of just Ben Roethlisberger. It's a combination of him and the offensive style and the offensive line coming together and things of that nature. When I talk about Ben, I'm just talking about Ben being done. That's it. That's it. Y'all haven't heard me say bench him. I don't make that decision. I'm just, every week I come in here and give you my thoughts based on the eye test. Marcus Jones, he says, Sim, wake up. What are you talking about? Can you tell me what I need to wake up about, please? I don't know what this statement is about, sir. So please elaborate. Jack Bauer says, we have to see what we have in the backups. Needs to do it in the next couple of weeks if we lose. Yeah, listen, 1-6 or something like that, it's a different conversation at that point. Your season is pretty much in the toilet. And if it gets to that point, then we know Ben Roethlisberger isn't returning. So the best thing to do at that point is to see what do you have in these guys. Give them an audition before going into the draft. So the conversation definitely has to happen at some point if we continue to lose. And I mean, we're clearly out of it. You know what I'm saying? Cheryl Bastion says, this is what happens when you don't invest into a legit quarterback for the future. Absolutely. Cannot disagree with that. And hello, Miss Sherry, if you I'm sure you're a female, I'm assuming. Thank you. Thank you for commenting and welcome. You know, we show love to our female listeners and followers, so thank you for commenting. That's a great point there. I'm just gonna stick around for a second, man, waiting to see if Marcus Jones comes back. You know, he told me to wake up, so I want to know what's he talking about. Builder's Life says, can we just get a kicker that can kick off into the end zone? Everyone does it but Boz. Yeah, Boz seems like he's a little shaky with that. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. I don't understand what's happening there. Yeah, you're right, Lanisha. He's on IR, so I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with those IR guys, him and Banner. Are they going to return? So we'll see. The Pokemon says Ben is still our best quarterback. If Ben could get comfortable, who knows what could happen? Man, listen. I need y'all to understand what I'm saying, and I'm not saying anybody's questioning what I'm saying. It's not about who the best quarterback on the roster is right now. I'm not debating whether Ben should be in there or Rudolph or Haskins. When I'm just talking about Ben Roethlisberger as the Steelers starting quarterback and his capabilities. That's it. That's it. It's nothing more, nothing less. Ben is just not Ben anymore. Is he probably still have a better chance at this point? Yeah, probably. Because again, if we can continue to run the football, again, I think we back off of it too soon. If we can continue to run the ball and if we can make it a balanced game for Ben, we can still win with Ben. You hope he makes some of those throws if he's throwing less. But I'm just pointing out the fact that he's just not him. He's just not Ben no more. That's it. That's it. You know, I don't know how some people take it, but that's all I'm saying. Why everyone blaming Matt Canada? There's only so much he can do. Can't go under center because Ben's not mobile. When offensive line is bad, a mobile quarterback hides that. Being under the center protects the O-line. Daryl, that's a great point. And that's what I'm talking about. It's only but so much we can do while Ben is out there. Okay, here we go. Marcus finally replied. Let's see what he's talking about. He says, Sim. Chill with saying my name 3 times like that, man. It sounds condescending. He says, I see I'm the only driver telling y'all for years that Ben is washed, and you are finally acknowledging it. Thank you. I will see you Tuesday. I don't know who Marcus. Oh, maybe you might be 334 that calls. So if that's you, what's up? What's up, man? But again, I don't understand sometimes that some of you guys. How long have I been saying Ben isn't Ben? Like, so to say that I'm finally acknowledging, I've been saying this. I've been saying it since last year. Now, the different, wording of washed and all that's based on whatever terminology you prefer to use. But I was the one saying it when we were 11-0, remember? I was like, dog, he can't win games if he's passing 40 plus times. I think it's been consistent. I don't think that in the last season or two that I have defended Ben Roethlisberger and said, oh man, he's the guy. What I have come in here and said when he's had a good game, I said, oh, Ben can still get it done when he plays like that. But what I have continued to say is he's inconsistent. So I get it, but you ain't telling nobody nothing. We all been saying that. So I don't know. But all right, man, let me get out of here, guys. I didn't intend this to be so long. Yeah. Shout outs 334. I thought that was you when you said driver. So what's up to you, man? Be careful on that road, brother. Yeah, and listen, you don't get a debate from me there. If you've been saying it for 4 years, great. But I'm just saying, to say it now, I mean, because listen, Ben Roethlisberger played great in 2018. So I would disagree that he was washed that season. So that's what I'm saying. That's when it's subjective when you say how long. I don't think Ben's been washed for 4 years. But again, I'm not changing your opinion. I respect that. So I'm not going to change that. But all right, man, let me get out of here. One more. Leonard Green says, Ben is still Ben in his own mind. That body and his decision-making says different. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. All right, let me go, man. Let me go. Somebody said Najee is overrated, and then they deleted it. Wow. Again, that's their opinion. That's their opinion. I mean, I think Najee is that guy, man. If y'all can't see the talent that Najee will bring to this team, you must be blind. I don't know what you're watching because Najee been getting off, bro. Najee been getting off. So, but all right, man. Catch y'all later. I'm going to go watch some more football and put this one behind me, and we'll talk more on Tuesday, man. So, again, if you guys or new here, I see some of you guys were new subscribers. I think Trey Toria said he was a new subscriber. Thank you. But yeah, man, if you were new here tonight, right there. Subscribe, man, if you like what you saw. Only if you liked it. You know, I don't like, blind subscribers. Don't do it just to do it. Only do it if you like what you saw and you're going to stick around. Because I want real subscribers. But thank you in advance, and cut on your notifications. Anyone who is subscribed so you know when the videos are available. As well, man, if you like the video, like the video. Simple, right? Show me that you liked it. Don't just say it. Show it. And if you didn't, then show me that you disliked it. There's a thumb down button also. Feel free. But other than that, see you guys on Tuesday. Hope you guys get off to a good start in your work weeks and all. And we'll see you on Tuesday, man. And at that point, maybe, let me check with Kenyon. Maybe a steel table. I don't know. We'll see. Because I know a lot of you guys want to call. In. So maybe what we'll do is we'll do a steel table, Kenyon and Tony, if you're listening as well. Maybe we'll do one of the post-game shows as a steel table. Maybe we'll do that because I still want to give people the opportunity to call. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. I think maybe we'll move the steel table to either a post-game show or we could do it just an independent night. Maybe we do it on a Wednesday or something like that. I'm open to that too. So we'll see. But I want to get one of those really, really, really soon because now we are a quarter in the season. So I definitely want to get that in. But all right, man, I'll catch you guys later. Y'all be good. Enjoy your Monday. God bless. Stay safe. And we'll see you on Tuesday. And get ready to call in. I want to hear what y'all got to say. All right? Peace.